My name is Michelle, and if you want to see me create this look, then continue watching. I am just going to be doing a makeup video today. It's just going to be me getting ready for work, and I'm going to show you what I'm using. So let's get started. I've already put moisturizer on my face, and so now I'm going to use some primer. I've never used this primer before. I got it from my Ipsy box. I love Ipsy. If you do not know what Ipsy is, it is a monthly subscription. You get a makeup bag, and you get like 5 items in your bag every month. So every month you get new beauty products. Sometimes, a lot of times they're higher end products. So things that I cannot afford, I will get in the Ipsy bag, and I love it. So it gives me new things to try. Today I'm using the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer, so I get the sample size of that. And so I've never used this before, so we're gonna see how this goes and see if I like it. I hear a lot of people really like it. This is a lot thicker than I thought it was gonna be, so we'll try it, see how it goes. Now my face is naturally pretty oily, I would say, and this is pretty oily. So I'm interested to see how this works for me throughout the day, to see if I get even more oily, because this is kind of oily, but we'll see. Next, I'm going to prime my eyes. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, and called the Minor Sin. I really love this color. Pretty much everything that's in a Sin color from Urban Decay, I love. So you can see that it just comes in a wand. They used to have it in like a squeeze tube, and you just squeeze it out, but I guess people were wasting too much of it because you squeeze it all out. So I like that it's got a wand now. So I just put it all over my eyes just now, and so then we're done with that. Now this is where some people's routine differs. Mine, I like to do my eyeshadow first before I do foundation and all that stuff. So we're gonna do eyeshadow now. I'm using Avon. I love Avon. My mom sells Avon, so I get Avon all the time. I don't know any of the names of these, so it doesn't tell it on here. We are gonna use these colors, or at least a couple of these colors, in this quad right here. So I'm going to be taking just a regular eyeshadow brush. You can see that. Nothing fancy about it. I don't even have a name for it. I don't know what brand this is, but it says BRC NO2. So whatever that is. I'm sorry, I don't know the brand. It's worn off. It's probably from Ipsy, so that's why. Alright, so I'm going to go and I'm going to take this lighter shade. This is the shade I'm going to be using right now. It's like a light brownish mauve-y color. I'm not really sure how to describe this color. So we're just going to stick it in the crease of my eye. So we're going to just do this. So you can see I'm just putting this in my crease. So there you have it. Both of my creases are now complete. With a different brush, although very similar, this is the Elizabeth Mott All Over Shadow brush. This is what I'm going to be using next. And I'm going to stick this. Now this one is a little bit of a shimmery color. It's like this taupey brown color. That's what I'm going to be using next. And then I'm going to stick this with a new brush just on my lower lid here. And you can see that is a darker color. Now you can see I didn't wipe off anything of my excess, and so now I got all this right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and take just a big, like a big powder brush, and just kind of wipe off some of that excess right there. It's good to flick your brush before you stick it on your eyes. That way it helps to prevent that from happening. So I already have the Sin up above, so I'm not going to put very much of a different color, but I am going to stick just a little bit. Now this is a very, very thin brush I'm using next. This is just e.l.f. This is an eye crease brush. Because it's so small, I like to use it for by the brow up through here. So we're going to stick now this lighter shade. It's like a creamy white almost. It's not quite white. It's more creamy than that. So we're just going to stick that right by the brow here, the upper brow, just to kind of like highlight that brow bone. Okay, now that we have that done, now I'm going to take the first brush that I used for the first color, and I'm just going to kind of blend some of that out. Blend, 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 blend. And this is Luxie 205 Tapered Blending Brush. As you can see, it's just a nice fluffy brush. This is a really good brush for blending. Any kind of fluffy brush. So now, without any product on it at all, we're just going to go in and blend. We're just going to blend and blend and blend. You don't want any kind of line. Now, we're going to blend. Now this is a black. It is like legit black. We are going to use the black, but we're not going to use a ton of black. Yeah, that is black. Hopefully it'll show up as black as it is. So now for sure, I'm just gonna, boom, flick all that excess off. That's all you need to do. And so now we're going to do just like the corner of the eye. So as you can see, I'm just kind of lining it and then make kind of like a V in the eye. So you got like that going on right now. That little action, you see that? It's just like a V. Okay, and now we're going to do the other eye, same thing. Get a little bit of color. Boom, flick it off. And the V. Then now we're going to take the same blender brush that we used just a minute ago. Still with no product in it. It was just the leftover product of what was there. We're going to blend. We're going to blend the brown to the black together to make this not so line looking. Now, but the foundation I'm using is not really foundation. I don't use a separate foundation powder. Sometimes I do, but a lot of the times I don't. I found a product that I really love, and I've been using it for the past, I don't know, 3 years or so. And all it is called is just the Revlon New Complexion. And it's a foundation that turns into powder. So you put it on and it's kind of liquidy, but then it dries like a powder. And so I use this all the time. As you can see, I'm almost out. I barely have any product left right now. I've been up for like today and tomorrow, maybe a couple days, few days. But I love this, and yes, I do use a little pad that's underneath there. Sometimes I will use a beauty blender for this. I do like the pad that it comes with. I don't know why I still use the pad. I guess because it's there. I'm not really sure, but I like it, and I like the way this product, I like the way it looks on my face. It's easy to use, and so that's why I use it. So I'm just going to put this all over my face like I would a foundation. You just want to cover everything. You really want to make sure that you get your neck. I've seen some girls who literally will only go to like their jawline and it looks completely different. In order to blend this, you really want to make sure that you put it on your neck as well, so you can blend that out. And you really want to make sure you get like right around your eye area, even though you just did your eyes. Now you can see I kind of wiped off a little bit right there in the corner, so I'm going to have to go back with my blending brush and just kind of fix that a little bit. The reason why I do this after I do my eyes is because The consistency of this, and I'm not sure if foundation in general is like this, or if it's just this because it's wet to dry. If I have any kind of like dropout through here, or if it like smears or something, or I got the in way up through here, this will get rid of it. Like, you don't even need to wipe it off. You just kind of stick your makeup there, and then whoosh, and then it just kind of blends in. That's why you can see this makeup pad is maybe a little bit discolored. It's from the eyeshadow that sometimes will be on the skin that I don't want it to be on. Not my eye skin. Now we're going to go back to the eyes. So now we're going to take the first blending brush that I had and blending some of this just a little bit, just because it got a little funky looking just now. And then with the first brush I used, we're just going to go right back into that inner eye, just ever so slightly, just to fix what I messed up. Okay, next I'm going to use some eyeliner. This is called the Bella Pierre Cosmetics. It's a gel eyeliner, number 2 in Ebony. It's just a black is what it is. So I'm going to line my eyes with this. Okay, so now I have the bottom lined. Now I'm going to do the top. Now, top is a little bit more tricky. I don't know about y'all, but I have to pull my eye just ever so slightly just to get the perfect line. And just line the eye. And I am going all the way to the tear duct pretty much. And just make a straight line. Okay, now I'm going to connect these bottoms with the tops here. Now I'm not necessarily going all the way in the corner on the bottom, just the top. Small angled brush, and this is the e.l.f. brand that I'm using. So in that black that I used earlier, the black eyeshadow that I'm using, I'm dipping into that now. This will kind of just give it more of a bold look without it being so raccoon-like if I were to put so much eyeliner on. This just makes it more of a smoky look. And then this is where I will go all the way to the tear duct line, right at the corner. I'm just going to connect those two if they're not connected properly. So there you have the eyes. Now this is a really bold eye today. I decided I wanted to do a bold eye. It's funny because I never know what kind of look I want to have until I start doing it. I'm like, oh, well, let's try this, or let's do this. Alright, next I'm going to be using, now this is, I got this at Sally's, and I've had this for several years. I don't use it that often. I just recently stumbled upon it again, and I found it. This is a shimmer crayon. It says lips, eyes, and cheeks. Now, I'm not sure what this is really for. I don't know if you would use this as like a highlighter, or it says lips. Like, I would not want to put this on my lips. It's a really light white, and it's shimmery. And it's really big, so it's hard to sharpen. I'm not even sure if I ever sharpened this. Like, that's how little I've used this. But I'm starting to use it more, and I really am enjoying it. What I'm going to do with it, though, is in the waterline, is what they call it. Okay, next we're going to be contouring. This is a new product for me. I know that they've had this for a long time, but I have never used it. So I'm using it today. I just got it the other day. It's called Maybelline New York Cover Stick. So it's just a concealer that is in a lipstick form is what it looks like. So this is where I'm going to use to highlight. So when I highlight, I like to do one strip down my nose. And then I'll make kind of like a little flower type deal on the forehead. And then I'll go under my eye and then down a little bit. A the chin. And then that's it for now. And then I'm basically just going to rub all this in. You want to be careful though not to mess up your eye makeup that you just did. And I like using my finger when I do this. The finger helps to warm up the product, and so it smooths a little bit easier, especially with this crayon. I'm noticing I'm having a little bit more time. I mean, not really, but compared to the liquid stick that I normally use, this is just a little bit more difficult to blend. Okay, so already you can see that I am much brighter. I look like a ghost. I'm already white as it is. Okay, so now I'm going to take, this is called Pacifica Sunkissed bronzer. So I'm going to be contouring. This is the e.l.f. brush. I don't know the name of it. I don't know if it rubbed off or what. But this is, you see what this is? It's just a thick-ish brush that's just it's flat. It's like a flat brush. So I'm just going to take this and just kind of dip it, swirl it around in here, really get that on there. And then wherever my cheekbone is, so when I naturally turn my head, you can kind of see right where it is. But if you're not, you have to make a fish face. That line is what you're wanting. You want to start at your hairline, and you only want to go about mid-cheek or so. You don't want it way down here. So it goes, you know, pretty low, but you don't want to go that low. You want to stop around here in that area somewhere. So you can see I've got this working. This side's a little bit more thick. So let's just, there, that works. Okay, so now we have the start of our contour. Now I'm going to dip this again. We're going to go on the jawline. You literally, you want to touch the bone of your jawline. And then I'll stick it on the corners right here, and just one swipe is all you need on your nose. So now we have that. You see that? Now we're going to do a little bit on our hairline too. We do this on the hairline, it causes shadow. You got the darker on the top, pretty much on your perimeter. Your face with a highlighter is right in the middle. It's bright. I just really like the way it looks. Oh, sorry, this is the Expert Face Brush by Real Techniques. Sam and Nick. I don't know, I got it at Ulta. It was highly recommended. I don't even know what it's really used for, but I use it to blend my bronzer. So we're just going to lightly blend in on the sides. We don't want to blend the sides in as much as we did the top. But everything else, you pretty much want it to disappear, no line. And I'll just kind of dab it on my nose. The thing with your nose is you don't really want to smear it around, because then your nose will be much darker than the rest of your face, and that'll look, again, it'll look really weird. I like to use my kabuki brush to blend in. I just pat it. I'm just patting, pat, 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 pat. I don't rub ever with the kabuki brush, well, at least with this. This kabuki brush I only use for bronzer patting, pretty much. I still want to give some shadow. If I blend it all the way though, then it won't work. Next, we're going to do blush. I am using the Revlon number 006 in Naughty Nude. So again, I'm just dabbing on this. And yes, I smile, but I'm not going in my cheek, the apple area. Not yet. I'm going to use two blush colors today. Now I can start kind of swiping. I don't have very much product on my brush anymore, so I can swipe. I'm just going to blend that in, rub it in a little bit. Okay, that's looking really good. Next though, with the same brush I'm using, the famous blush. I love this blush so much. It's great because it doesn't matter what your skin tone is. It looks good on every single person. I love it. It's just a pink gold color. And we're just lightly dabbing this. And I'm swiping it a couple times. And I'm just kind of dabbing. Again, I don't want to go in the apples of my cheeks. I'm just dabbing. Highlighter is the next step. And it's my favorite step. I love highlighter. I love to glow. I probably use too much, but I just really enjoy it. So I have this dark smoky eye, and now I'm going to be using ColourPop Monster is the color. So I really love this color. I love it so much. I just recently discovered it. Thank you, Jeffree Star. I love it so much. So this is a very creamy highlighter. I just really prefer to use my fingers. I don't know why that is. It's just easier for me to manipulate it and move it where I want it to go. Again though, the heat from my fingers heats it up. So I'm doing this, you see, just on my cheekbone, right up here, and then a little bit by my eyebrow, making kind of like a, you know, whatever shape that is. And then I'm going to stick just a little bit just right down my nose and on the tip of my nose. But I'm not dipping it back in. It's just what I had on my brush, or on my finger, thank you. And then we'll just do, ever so slightly, just right at the apples. I'm just dabbing it, and then dab. Because you don't want a ton. This is pink. You can't see this very well in this lighting, but this is pink. And I don't want a super pink face, since I just did 2 blushes, even though one was more like a brownish orange. I'm going to use Physicians Formula. This is just translucent pearl. Just taking my fan brush. Again, you want to just dab. You don't want to necessarily go in there all the way just yet. And pretty much just you're going right on top of that pink highlighter. So you can still see the pink. It's just not as pink. I like cream highlighters. I feel like they don't dry all the way. I feel that they smear sometimes throughout the day. So especially when I use a cream highlighter, I like to use 2 highlighters. And the second one to be a powder, just to kind of set in the first one. Now I'm just dabbing here. Now sometimes I feel like I will have too much highlighter on and it's covering up some of my blush. So then I'll take my blush brush that I used before with the same product up, but not dipping back into it. I'm going to lightly dab over that, just a little bit. So I want to make the highlighter and the blush blend together. I want to do just a little bit more something else. So now I'm going to do the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated in the shade Aura. This is a really pretty peachy pink gold color. And we're not doing very much of this at all. We're just going to lightly dab. Again, you're just dabbing, because if you put too much on, that means you're going to take away from everything else that you just did. And then maybe just a little bit right through there. This is now the 3rd time I'm going back to my eyes. I'm using mascara. Now, today we're using the Urban Decay Perversion Bigger, Blacker, Badder. I really like this. I like this mascara. I like the wand. It's a nice long wand, and it's big. It holds a lot of product on it, and I like the shape of the brush. I just really like it. So now everyone knows how to put on mascara. Just put on some mascara. Okay, so I just put on mascara, and on my top and my bottom lashes. And I did not do anything with my brows, really. I just kind of combed them out. I have pretty good eyebrows, so I feel like I don't need to put anything on them. And same with my lashes. I like my lashes. I don't feel it necessary to wear fake eyelashes every single day, so I don't. I like my lashes. I think they look pretty good. So now we're gonna move on to lips. So I think because I've got such a bold eye and it's just very bold, I think I want to go with more of a neutral lip. So today I am using Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in the shade Mannequin, and I love it. I love the shade of it. I think part of it is because it's such a fun nude, and because I'm so light skinned, and this is not a super light nude, but it's fairly light. This is my favorite lipstick that I have 6 shades of his, and at the time he came out with Mannequin and Rose Madder, and they were brand new shades that just came out, and they smell like root beer. I really like that about that. I usually don't like a whole lot of scents, but the root beer smells really good. It doesn't mess with the formula, I don't feel like, because it goes on just so smooth and it's so easy to apply. And it lasts a really long time. That's another thing why I love a Jeffree Star liquid lipsticks, because they last such a long time. And I could go practically almost all day without having to apply, but maybe just a couple times in a day. Versus other lipsticks that tend to wipe off really easily, and it's like every time I take a drink or every time I eat something, it just washes completely off. Versus his looks like I'm still there. It can be halfway off and it still looks bright enough and bold enough to still be considered like I have lipstick on, and not be completely worn off. So I'm gonna be sticking this on now. So I like the wand too. If you've never seen the wand of Jeffree Star's liquid lipsticks, it's clear. It's got a nice point to it. The point I like, it's good for lining lips, especially small lips like mine, where it's hard to do sometimes because your lips are so little. Okay, so I've let this dry. It is a matte lipstick, which I really love. I've decided though that I don't like this as much as I thought I was gonna like it with this look. So I think I'm gonna add a little something over this. And I think we're gonna try Urban Decay Wildfire. It's metallicized. It's an orangey color, but I think it's got a lot of gold to it because I've got so much gold in my blush and everything else. I think over this nude it's gonna look really good. So here we go. Okay, so I definitely like this a lot better. The color, it's not super intense with the other lipstick underneath it. So the combination of these two, I'm liking this. So I'm going to be carrying these in my purse today, both of them. For the final task, we're going to set it. And I have oily skin, like I said. So we're going to be using the Urban Decay De-Slick Makeup Setting Spray. It is for oil control, since I am tend to be more oily. So we're just going to shake this up and squirt your face. So now we let that dry. So my hair is already dry, but I am putting a little bit of the Aquage Sea Salt texturizing spray in my hair. Sometimes you can do this when your hair is wet. You can also do it when your hair is dry, if you don't want a super defined look. I'm going for the more messy look. But it's going to still last me throughout the day, and it's just going to give me some texture. And yeah. So I'm just kind of scrunching it as I go. You could even spray it with hairspray if you wanted to, like a light hairspray. I don't think I'm going to do any hairspray today. Okay, and that completes today's look. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and you found it at least semi-entertaining and maybe you learned something new. If not, it was really fun to do. And I am going to be making more videos, so if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hi y'all, so I'm back. I have gone through the whole day now. I just got home from work. You can see that my hair, it's just messy. That's just how I wore it today. I wore it messy. So the sea salt spray worked. It did good. I also want to mention that the primer that I used this morning, I was kind of unsure about it as the first time I was using it, and it seemed very oily to me, and with me having already a pretty oily skin, I was kind of on the fence about it. But at the end of the day, I must say that my face is not as oily as I thought it would be using that, and I really like the way that my face looks. So you can see for the whole day, my makeup it held up pretty well. And I only had to apply my lipstick once today. It was after I ate lunch. And so now at the end of the day, I'm missing my lipstick. There's not very much on here right now, but it doesn't look so bad. But I'm home, so it's fine. But I just wanted to say that it was a thumbs up for the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer that I used. I will be using this again and perhaps buying a bigger size when I run out of this little sample size. So I'm really excited about that. I like Smashbox brand. I don't have very many Smashbox products, so I feel like this is one that I probably will be buying in the future. So that is it for today, and thank you so much for watching.